welcome back to the USA Archery presentation of the Rebel Gear Buckeye Classic here in Dublin, Ohio. My name is Chuck Cooley. I'm sitting alongside Aaron Mickelberry, and we're getting ready to call the men's senior recurve match. Last match of the day, and it's been a fun day so far.
It has been a great day so
really
far. Yeah.
So on deck, we've got the final two out of 63 men that started this whole weekend off. Full of qualifications and eliminations. And we're down to Jackson Mirich, who will be shooting on
Target one.
One, and Nicholas Demore, who will be on target 2. Now, Jackson qualified here 5th in yesterday's qualification round. Nicholas qualified 6th. So guys up near the top of the pack, and you know, we had some big upsets. Brady Ellison was eliminated in the round of 8 there. Nicholas Demore, you may have seen him before. He is on a World Cup team and was on the Olympic team, you said.
Yep, for the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Yep, from St. Thomas.
Yeah, so Jackson was ranked higher and he elected to go first.
Yep, and his first arrow is close to the 10, just a little bit off, 4 and 9 at about 2 o'clock.
Now, these guys have been warming up while the other matches have been going on, so they're not going into this cold, thankfully.
Right. They're not coming into cold. Nicholas starts off with a low 10, but it's well inside. Great first arrow. That is right on the edge of the 10 line. That's going to be a tough call for the officials, but he's got 2 arrows right side by side there. So
great grouping.
Got to feel good about the initial group coming out, shooting for the medals. A lot of times it's a little different. That is another 10 for Nicholas. Great arrows, side by side, in the 10 ring. Because sometimes when you come off the practice range, it's a little different than what it feels like when you get to the medal match.
Yeah, in some areas, like the practice range could even be facing a different direction, and that really messes with your head because the wind is different, but thankfully we don't get that much.
Yeah, especially with recurve. And so we've got a 9 for Nicholas's last arrow, and Jackson shot a 10 on his last arrow. So depending on that very first arrow call, we could have a 29 over there. We could have a 28. For sure, we've got a 29 for Nicholas, which is important. Let's talk about the scoring for recurve. Now, in compound, it's cumulative score at up to 150 points. We shoot 3 arrows, 5 ends, 150 is the max score. Here we use the set point, so tell me exactly how that works.
So with the set points, it goes end by end. So you can have a 28, 29, and the person...
Which we could be looking at here.
Which we could be looking at here. So the archer with the 29 will get a set point of 2.
For the win.
For the win. If it's a 29-29, then it's a 1-1. And it's the first to 6 that wins. Now, if we keep going through all the matches, or through all the ends, and it's a 5-5, then we go to a 1-arrow shoot-off. And in those rare instances, you could be completely down on the arrow average score, but you could still come back and win with the set system. It has been shown where someone could miss the target or have like one of those really bad flyers.
And still have a comeback.
And still have a comeback the next end and still win the match.
I see. I don't have to compete in set matches, but I hear a lot of talk about it, and there's very definitely 2 camps on that.
Yeah, and there is rumor that compound might be going back to set system.
Yikes.
Yeah. Hey, at least it's better than the hit-miss targets that they first came out with when you guys shot 50 meters.
That was a stunning flop. I applaud the effort to make a change, but I also applauded the effort to not keep with that change.
Yes, I'd heard no good reports about the hit-miss targets.
It wasn't super popular. Yeah. Now, these guys are shooting at 70 meters, which is 77 yards. Now, they did split that. It is 1-1.
So all right, so they did call the arrow in.
Yep, so they called that in. So it's 1-1 after 3 arrows. These guys, again, they're shooting 70 meters, which is 77 yards. They're shooting at a 122 centimeter face, roughly a little under 4 feet. That center 10 ring is 12 centimeters across, about the size of a coffee can, 3 inches. Right, so you're trying to hit a coffee can 3/4 of a football field away from you with an arrow that's about 1/4 of an inch in diameter, and you've got nothing to aim with except a little tiny pin out there on the front of your bow. And that first arrow coming from Jackson is a 10. Great shot.
And since he tied, he shot again first.
Mm-hmm. Nicholas's first arrow is low, about 5 o'clock, 4-9, center, what we call a tweener 9. So that 10 ring, and then the rest of the yellow is 9 points. Then the 2 red rings, 8 and 7 points. That is a 9 out of Jackson. And then when you get into the blue rings, you have 6 and 5 points. The black rings, 4 and 3. That's a 9 for Nicholas. And then the 2 white rings way on the outside, 2 points and 1 point. And in this particular game, the way that it's scored, that is a 9 from Jackson. So we've got 10-9-9 there. Now, if he lands another 10, we could have another tie going in after our second end. And in this particular round, the way that it's scored is all you need to do is touch. Ooh, he lost that way right for a 6. How did that look? I wasn't watching him shoot. I was looking down range. What happened there?
No, it looked like he had what we like to call, like, he collapsed a little bit. Like right at the clicker, it's like give a little kind of flinch, and that.
So do you think he shot it through the clicker?
No, he didn't shoot it through the clicker. Okay. But right as the clicker clicked, you lost some muscle tension.
Didn't pull through.
Yeah, it didn't finish the shot, as what coaches like to say.
We do the same thing in compound. Yeah. We collapse. Yep. Call it chicken winging when you point your elbow towards the guy next to you instead of behind your ear where it belongs. So you think does that look what looked like happened there?
It kind of looks like it. It's like at this angle, it's like you see differently than you would. It's like if you're standing from the coaching spot.
Speaking of coach's box, who did you see? Is that Doug's in the coaching?
That's Doug Denton, standing behind Jackson.
Doug Denton from Hoyt, standing behind him. No pressure there at all when you're wearing a Hoyt shirt and Doug Denton standing back there.
Yeah, no, Doug's getting back into shooting, so it was great to see him here.
He's a lot of fun. I've had more than one conversation with him, and he's a lot of fun to hang out with on the line. So this is going to go Jackson's way. So 28 points versus 24 points for Jackson over Nicholas there, which means Jackson has a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, he picked up those 2 points. So the next end. Nicholas will be shooting first since he is lower in score.
Now, how do you bounce back from having a kind of a wild shot there on your very last arrow, and now you're down 2 points? Is it pretty easy to flush that out of the mental system, or do you have to work at that?
Well, at this level, you kind of you learn what you need to do. You need to be able to refocus and not focus on those bad shots. It's like one shot does not make or break the tournament.
Right, and you know you can get away with that because
because it's set system.
Because it's a set system, so you can completely ignore that and then just jump right into your next set.
Yeah.
So Nicholas up first here.
With him being World Cup and Olympic level, he knows like he just needs to calm down and shoot that shot.
Wow, and he put that one right on the spider. So, and when I say right on the spider, there's a little tiny mark inside the center of the X ring, and he's touching it. That was a beautiful shot there. So clearly he bounced right back, and that's going to be a 10-9 liner. But I think it's going to be a little far outside. I can see a little gap of yellow there. That's going to be scored a 9.
Yeah, Jackson's giving a little couple clicks to his sight, so probably feeling that it was probably a good enough shot that he knows that he just needs to move it.
Right. Nicholas sends his second arrow just a little bit right for a 9. That moved it into the 10 ring. So Jackson back on the board, 10-9 here. So this match tied on points going into the third arrow. Beautiful, right in the X ring. That's a 29. So now Jackson he's got to land this one in the 10 ring to keep it close on points. Beautiful. He got the edge of the 10 ring at 7 o'clock. So that's going to be a 29. So we will have another tie on this end, right?
Yep.
So that'll give us 4-3, right?
No, it would be, if it was a tie,
a point apiece.
A point apiece, then it would be then it would be 4-2. Yeah.
Oh, 4-2. Yes, you're right.
If they split it, then it's 1-1, so it'd be 4-2.
Yeah, so that
But it's like
once
if Nicholas takes it, then it would be 3-3 because he would get the full 2 points.
right, but I think that arrow.
Yeah, they're getting the
You can see
magnifying
the
glass
she's
out.
got the
Yeah.
she's got the magnifying glass. She's giving that a really hard look. Obviously, it's impossible for us to call it officially from here.
Yeah, and it does help that there's no sun right now, so she doesn't have the sun in her eyes to obscure her vision.
Right. And we talked about the officials earlier, definitely trying to give everything they can, to make sure they give it a great call.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be interesting to see how this comes down. But it does look like it's going to be a tie.
Yeah. They're showing the scorecard to the arrow agents, kind of confirming do they accept the score and was it written down correctly?
Yeah, do they agree with what the official said? And then the officials will jump on the radio and they'll call it in here to the DOS or the director of shooting, who's controlling the entire field here. And so it is official now. The score is official. It was 29-29 on that end, so they did tie, which means they get that split point, which means now it's 4-2. So Jackson can win it on this end. If he wins this end, he would be to 6.
Yep.
It is a race of 6.
Yep.
So right now Nick knows that he's either has to tie or he has to win this end.
Yeah, and that would be the only way to continue the match after this next end.
Think you're feeling any pressure if this is you? Going into, this end makes it or breaks it.
You can definitely feel the pressure, but
Do you tighten up a little?
You can. With all the practice, though, you try to learn not to, but, it's inevitable. Everyone's going to feel the nerves. Everyone's going to feel the tightness. It's what you do with that. Like, gotta accept it. Okay, I am nervous, and you don't want to pay attention to it, because if you pay attention, you're giving attention to the wrong thing.
Right,
and that could mess you up. Recurve, compound, barebow, whatever you shoot, it's
don't focus on the negatives.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm working on that.
Yes. It's a never-ending learning process.
Yeah, that dude that lives in my head is sometimes annoying.
Yeah.
But I've noticed now from practice to right now, wow, the wind has absolutely laid right down. This is about as perfect as it can get in terms of shooting conditions.
Yeah, we don't have that gust that we had during the women's match.
Yeah, it was really pushing things around. So, focus on target number 2. First arrow from Nick. Just outside the 10 ring.
9.
That'll score a 9. So, move over to Jackson's target on target number 1 there. That's a 10. He's still living on that right side, but it's a 10.
Yep, that's all you need to do. Just that strong shot, and be it on the line or in the middle.
Nick looks good at full draw there, sends his second arrow downrange. It is low for a 9.
So he's probably feeling the pressure right now, knowing that Jackson has that 10.
He's got the command right now. That's a 9. That's a low 9, down around 6, 7 o'clock, almost to the 8 ring.
So right now, Nicholas knows that he's got to put that in there.
It's got to be a 10. It is.
It is. 10.
It is a solid X. It's beautiful.
All right, so Jackson's now feeling the pressure, knowing that
It
if he
falls
shoots
back
a
on
10,
him.
yep.
10 to win. And it's in the X ring.
Yep.
So that'll give him a 29 over a 28. And Jackson Mirich will take this match.
6-2. He did it.
How about that? Congratulations. Coach Doug gets a win.
Wonder if he'll make Jackson split the winnings.
Yeah, I'm sure there will there. Well, that's got to be a pretty good feeling to come out and beat somebody who's on an Olympic team and somebody who's on a national team. Jackson came into this ranked 5th. Nicholas ranked 6th. Jackson from Arizona. Congratulations to him. That was actually a really exciting match. And again, I want to thank you for sitting in with me today. That was a lot of fun.
Me, yeah.
That was a great match. This is the USA Archery Rebel Gear Buckeye Classic. Let me try that again. That was the USA Archery Rebel Gear Buckeye Classic being held here in Dublin, Ohio.